I have been screaming at people now for the last month and beyond that countless times about what I'm going to explain to you today. If you are in crypto, if you've invested any damn money in this industry, you have to learn what I'm going to explain to you today, or I will definitely say I told you so. Prime example, a situation that I called yesterday played out exactly how I called it. No, I'm not one of them people who are going to say, hey, I called this and I called that. This was a very, very easy thing to understand and prepare for, and yet people do not seem to understand this. I get upset and passionate about this, not because I like being right, but because I don't want you to be wrong. I know how it feels to go through a crypto cycle and come out the end of it with less money than I actually put in to begin with. And I know a lot of people are going to be put in that exact same situation this time around, except there won't really possibly be a crypto true blow off top bull run in the next cycle. You have to take advantage, and had you listened, you'd be up 30% yesterday, and you'd add at least probably a 5 or a 6x more on top of the particular position overall. It's not just for one altcoin I'm talking about here, it's for every altcoin in the damn market. I'm going to give you so many examples today, and the proof is in the pudding. Stay tuned, trust me, please listen to this video. If you're going to listen to a video today, it's got to be this one. Let me first off say, guys, this is tough love, all right? This is tough love because, again, I'm trying to get you to understand this, all right? I could sit here and say, hey, this is how it kind of is, and I hope you guys please listen. No, you need to understand it. This is Crypto 101. If you don't understand this, you're going to be left behind, and mark my words, you will. Most of the crypto industry, these influencers, don't even know this themselves. And how do I know? Because I was there not long ago. I had to learn this and find this out for myself and make mistakes and go, oh, this is actually how it works. It's not pseudoscience. This is Crypto Economics 101. So before we get in, guys, I want to say two things. First of all, if you like the General Zod outfit, drop a like. Yes, I do read your comments every time I wear this shirt. And second of all, if you do enjoy this video, and I really can't say it enough, suggest you listen to it, I want you to hit the like button, especially if you learned something today, and share it around. People need to know this, okay? Let's begin. I don't want to lose you here because this can be very easy to lose people. I'm going to leave 3 videos I've made in the last couple of weeks down below that touches on this a lot further. And the last one I will leave in there, I'll also mention in this video where I predicted what just happened. And so I'm going to show you all over. But Pyth Network is the one example I want to share with you today. I've got other examples also in this video here, but this is the particular thing I called, right? Pyth Network, pretty trendy downward spiral, right? But so was the whole market. Yet Pyth was being pulled down a lot harder than other altcoins because people were anticipating one major thing, which was this massive token unlock. You can see here on this screen that basically the supply went from 1.5 billion tokens. It literally went up to like over double. It went to 2.5x to 3.6 billion tokens. And we can see that by here, okay? There's now 3.6 billion tokens in circulation, opposed to literally yesterday where it was 1.5 billion. And so what am I sort of saying here when I predicted this thing? Well, what I predicted actually was what happened yesterday. This massive downward spiral that, again, was pushed down deep and really, really far because of the token unlocks on the 20th of May, hit a bottom and then spiked straight back up, and now we're at pretty much levels that we haven't been at since way back over here, okay? So earlier-ish May, okay? And so what I kind of described to people in this particular video, again, I'll leave the link down below to this, was an event like this red line. We'd pretty much have price action fall down a bit further to where it is. On the 20th of May, would hit a bottom and then would come shooting back up again. I also had this blue line here. This was a lot less likely to happen, but there was the slight potential chance it did happen. But again, if you watch that video and right to the very end, I speak heavily in favor of the red line based on a few things. And those things include the vesting schedule. So that is what you just saw over here. But this is straight from Pyth, so we can see this is straight from Pyth, and also the distribution. But typically with the distribution, what we're looking at here is who has access to the tokens, okay? But before I jump straight into it, all I want to just say is, guys, like I just said, you'd be up like 30-something% today in the last day, 33% if you had known about this. Matter of fact, people pretty much started panicking well before yesterday, of course, but it wasn't just yesterday. I believe a lot of this sell pressure came from early May till about the 20th, okay? So about 15 days. So pretty much fell down about 33% itself. So down 33, up 33. So really, you could have taken advantage had you known about this way back over here by, if you wanted to, selling some Pyth at a possible profit and then buying back in, or just waiting for the day of the news to buy back in. You might be asking yourself, Corin, how did you possibly know that we were going to have a spike down and then come straight back up? Well, here comes a very simple thing you have to understand. I'm not going to go into the complexities because That's what those 3 previous videos are for. And yes, I also analyzed Pyth in those 3 videos because it's one of the perfect examples like that has just played out. In this situation, the vesting schedule tells us who tokens are being sent to. The distribution says how much of, basically, right? So how much do these guys have in the overall grand scheme of things? What we do is figure out, okay, well, who is getting the tokens? And in this case of Pyth, if I come back over here, the only pretty much concern of people that were receiving tokens back here were the very, very top dark sort of lightish gray sliver, which was the private sales. These are the only types of people that are likely to sell in this situation with Pyth, all right? So we pretty much knew that, hey, we only have one person, one group of people that are likely going to sell at this particular point in time. So what I did was I came down here and had a look. Who are the private sale people? Who are the people who are likely to sell? And then you read about them. Who are these guys? Is there any sort of reason why Pyth picked them? Again, these are just venture capitalists, right? These are basically the people who have funding rounds to then go and invest in projects to make money for their investors. Pretty much is all they are, right? So they are going to sell, but because they had such a small little amount of the supply, it is highly unlikely they sell, and particularly sell so early on in the bull run. So pretty much most of this token release, all of these tokens coming out in a circulation, they're being given to things like protocol development. That's net positive things for the ecosystem. Community and launch, you can see here, actually are the airdrop recipients. So these guys aren't to be concerned with. They already had their tokens. Publisher rewards, which these guys are the guys pretty much running the infrastructure for Pyth. So they're very unlikely to sell, especially this early. And also ecosystem growth, which had the lion's share of the unlock. So these people aren't selling. And the best way I can describe this is if I unlocked all of those, whatever that was, like almost 2 billion Pyth tokens, and gave them all to my viewers. That's all I did, was give them all to my viewers. What would likely happen in this case is you're all going to sell, because what people do in anticipation for a big unlock is they sell before the unlock happens, like I showed you before. In this situation, people are fearful, and on the day as well, you can see a massive drop down, because actually this is the day before, this is the 19th, so the tokens weren't even out. People panic, they sell, and the next day, on the massive unlock, guess what happens? Well, people would assume the price will tank. No, the price shot up on the day. This is the daily candles right here. And on the day, guys, it went up to 23%. So it's not so much how many tokens are being unlocked. It's who they're being sent to. Like I said in the example, if I gave all of you guys the token unlocks, you would likely see the price tank. The price most definitely would come down, because you aren't really, incentivized to hold your tokens. You're going to be fearful because everyone else is selling, and you're going to sell and make a profit, okay? But again, only a small slither went to these VCs. Most of it was locked up in contracts now anyway, and will only be released in periods of time. And if they're going to be released, they're going to be sent directly to the people, not sold on the open market. We can also see people beginning to unstake Pyth as well in anticipation from this. This sort of trend downwards became a little bit more steep in anticipation, like a month and a half before. And yeah, people in the community were scared. A lot of people in the comment section of my videos were scared. One thing you guys have to understand here is I'm going to go into market cap now and show you this. This isn't something else I talk about in my videos, is when you unlock tokens in a vesting schedule like this, they technically are now released. Therefore, one Pyth or one token, one unit actually belongs to someone or something at this point. So what it does is it says, we have all these new tokens now in circulation, and the way you find out market cap is working out how many tokens are in circulation multiplied by the price. So market cap is completely fugazi. It's just the supply in circulation times the price. Now, if you don't have any people actually selling, therefore impacting the price, because price is only impacted when people sell on all of these markets. So the price up here is basically a combination of all of these markets on average, what the going price is for Pyth. And you can see prime example here. Pyth was actually trading yesterday at 550 million market cap, and this single day spiked up to 1.4. So what does that mean? Well, basically it like 3x'd its supply. Why? Well, because all of these new tokens came into circulation and they were given to people. Therefore, the algorithm said, okay, we better multiply the new supply by the price, and that's what gets the market cap. Okay, so the market cap's now 1.7 billion. You can see a massive spike up here. And but in reality, there wasn't all that, $1 billion, $1.2 billion required to be invested in Pyth. And this is where my next point's going to come in. Listening to influencers that tell you, hey, this project has to reach this particular market cap in order for you to get a 10x or a 20x is completely wrong. You can't rely on market cap because, again, technically speaking, yesterday, if you said, well, Pyth to go to 1.7 billion market cap, it's going to have to 3x. Therefore, the amount of demand and interest in Pyth will have to multiply by 3. Well, no, we just saw all Pyth did was unlock a bunch of tokens, and the algorithm says price stayed the same. By supply, there's the market cap. Market cap's just an idea of how many tokens are out there in terms of the value, okay? So this is why I've been so vocal about this the last few months and why some of you guys go, there's no way the market cap of something like ICP or Hedera HBAR can get to $90, $80 billion. Well, yes, it can, because it doesn't require $80 billion worth of investment. It's just the calculation of the price times how many shares are out there. I can understand this can get quite complicated. That's why I'm going to leave it here and save it for the other videos to describe this a little bit more. But you can see how powerful this is, because most people panic sold on the way down. And had you known this, had you listened to what I said a few days ago, where I basically said this would be a great buying opportunity and a quick way to make money and therefore get more multiples, right? You would be up fantastically right now. And it's not just Pyth, guys. By the way, I did want to also show you that I also wanted to pull in information from my price prediction sheet. You know, many people in the private community have said, Kyron, some of these price predictions are weird because the market cap's quite high. You can see for Pyth here that the price prediction based on data is $3, and that's going to require 20 billion market cap with all these tokens in supply. Well, that mathematically is correct, but what we have to remember is it's not going to require that much in terms of market cap dollars to actually get it that high. Okay, so this is, of course, with that next leg up in terms of unlocks. That's after here, so that's worst case. So we're probably going to end up over here somewhere selling out of Pyth. But again, the example stays true, okay? You can see all these tokens come out, and it doesn't have to be that inflow of demand to bring the market cap up like I just showed you moments before. All this was CoinMarketCap going price times the new supply this is the market cap. Therefore, again, 3x basically in a single day. And now the market cap is at 1.7 billion. Literally yesterday, it was at 550. The same can be said for W, right? You guys, I said, time and time again how good W of a project is, but so many people get caught up on the basics of tokenomics, but they don't look at the actual vesting here and actually analyze it correctly, right? And that's no fault of yours or theirs. It's just completely, we're indoctrinated to think that based on influencers, right? And people in the community. So this is actually a very good unlock schedule because as you can see here, while the tokens are going to be increasing periodically over the bull run until March of next year or April till next year, on April next year, when hopefully the bull run will be over by then and we've made our money, you'll see with W that some of the core contributors will actually get their funds here. So all of this time, all of the next pretty much 12 or 11 months, it is not going to dump from VCs, the guys who got in nice and early, okay? It's only going to be kickstarted here, and there's this very, very small slither of these guys getting their tokens at that point, and that's slowly unlocked over time, okay? So this is a prime example of people panicking, even on June here. Shout out to Susie in the private community for dropping this to me yesterday. We can see Wormhole here, the VC dominance is low and the dump pressure is low because they won't be getting their tokens anytime soon. You see 1 year cliff, 25% annual every year for 36 months. Guys, this is completely great and normal. One to be careful of is Celestia. This is an example of the opposite, where the next unlock happening here at end of this year is going to be unlocking 3 different types of VCs, and they are getting a lot of the token instantly, right? Like a massive unlock is going to happen here, and not to mention, we can come to places like CryptoRank, where we can have a look at how much multiples are up, let alone by the end of this year, they'll be up even more. Some of these guys are up for 1,000x, 100x, 10x right now, okay? So those 3 funding rounds, these guys are all getting their tokens. This is something to be prepared of, and this is something like you would see with the blue situation here, where we'd see some, possible retail fear. Again, in this case, it's warranted. In the red case, like with Pyth, it wasn't warranted, just scare tactics, right? And we probably will see a dump happen on the day, and if not, a slight consolidation, and then a massive dump where these VCs actually will take profits. That blue situation will play out with Celestia, but in terms of W or Pyth, not so much. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you understand. Check out the links down below and learn more, because it is something you need to learn. You would have avoided being scammed out of Pyth if you were someone that did so, or someone who unstaked. You now got to go buy back, restake, whatever it may have been, okay? So learn up, very important, tough love, but I'm a brother to you guys. I'm a friend maybe to some of you as well. I just hope I can make you a bit more wealthier in the most non-financial way this bull run. Take good care. Bye.